After that, we'll start our class. Okay. So I'll just share my screen. Just tell me if you can see the screen or not. Can you all see the screen? Hare Krishna. Anushri Mataji or Harshali Mataji?
No, Mataji, we can't see the screen.
No, Mataji.
Now?
No.
No?
No. Yes.
1 second, I'll share again. Now it's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So this is a very beautiful song glorifying the Vrajadham. And the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, we say, they lived here, gave us all contributions of all Vraja Leelas of Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So let's just remember the Vrindavan Dham for a few minutes. And today's class will deal with many more about Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti of Vrindavan Dham, and what is the significance of staying in Dham and remembering the Dham. We'll go through it today. So before that, let's just start. Om Ajnana-Timirandhasya Gnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so let's start this. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohana. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohana. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavana. Keshi Gata Vamshi Bhata Dwadasha Kanana. Jaha Sab Leela Koilo Shri Nanda Nandana. Shri Nanda Jashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagana. Shri Damadi Jaya Jaya Nenu Vatsagana. Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari. Jaya Purnamashi Jaya Abhiranagari. Jaya Jaya Gopishwara Vrindavana Maja. Jaya Jaya Krishna Shaka Bhato Dvijaraja. Jaya Dvijapatni Jaya Naga Kanyagala. Bhakti Tejahara Pailo Govinda Charana. Shri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Shama. Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manorama. Jaya Jaya ज्वाला रास सर्वरास सारा परकीय भावे जहा ब्रजेते प्रचारा श्री जानव पाद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरणा दीन कृष्ण दास को है नाम संकीर्तना श्री जानव पाद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरणा दीन कृष्ण दास को है नाम संकीर्तना जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Is the screen visible to you all or it's gone?
It's visible, Mataji.
Okay. So, this is a song glorifying. Even just by reading this song, you can come to know what all places we just went through. Vrindavan, mentally, just we remember the pastime of the Lord. And here it is in the translation about the divine couple, Shri Radha Krishna, and the forest of Vrindavan. So you just go through these meanings. It's saying that all glories to Shamakunda, Radha Kunda, Govardhan
Mataji, your voice has gone.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me all now?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so go through the meaning of that song, and it's basically glorifying the all places of Vrindavan where Lord Shri Krishna had played his pastime and is also having the pastime even now in Golok Vrindavan, the eternal place, the Golok Vrindavan. And these places of Vraja. And when Krishna, when we worship Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna, it's not just Lord Shri Krishna we are worshipping, we are also seeing the paraphernalia. That's the whole place where he lived, the people who belong to Lord Krishna in whatever relationship, whatever rasa they are, we worship all of them together. When Krishna comes to this world, he does not come individually, he comes with all his associates. Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he came with all his associates. He individually he never comes. So even in the Dwapar Yuga, when Lord Shri Krishna had come, all his associates also had come. And as we discussed in the previous class, what are the two kinds of or what are the levels of bhakti we were going through? Anybody can answer this? You can raise your hand, don't jumble up. Okay, Shreya Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Mataji. First is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, and last one is Ragatmika Bhakti.
Okay, we went through these three things. It's not actually the Ragatmika Bhakti. Ragatmika Bhakti is totally different. They need not do sadhana bhakti. As I said, it is for Mother Yashoda. It does not come in the levels of bhakti, but it helps in Raganuga Bhakti. So it does not come in levels of bhakti. So Ragatmika Bhakti is there, but it helps in Raganuga Bhakti. So we studied, or we went through Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, and we went through Raganuga Bhakti. What is the next kind of it, or what's the advanced level of it after Raganuga Bhakti, which we are going to deal today? What is it? You can unmute.
Ecstasy, Bhav Bhakti.
Yes, Bhava Bhakti. And after that?
Yeah, Prem Bhakti.
Okay, thank you. You can mute. Okay, so I'll just share the screen. Just tell me if it's visible to you or not. It's visible, right?
Visible Mataji.
Okay. Okay. So this is today we are going to deal with the next last three chapters which are supposed to be covered by us. Okay. Okay, if you have nothing to speak, just mute, because I don't want to unmute you again and again. So I left everyone to unmute themselves. But if you don't have to speak anything, don't just unmute yourself. If you have anything, or if I ask you to unmute, then only you can unmute. Okay. Yes. So my voice is clear, right? Is there any echo or something?
Clear Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Mute everyone. Okay, so we are going to deal with the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, chapter 17 to 19 today. Okay, so before that, we'll just recap what we went through the whole book, like the Nectar of Devotion from the first. I don't know why my laptop is getting stuck here again and again. Okay, so let's just go through whatever we have gone. The first part of Nectar of Devotion that we learned, that totally 4 laharis, and we are going to study only the first lahari of it. And as I said, we are going to cover only the 19 chapters of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, right? So I don't know what is happening today. Okay, the first part and the preface of it we went through, and then in the introduction part we also saw the about Rupa Goswami, and after that we went through the characteristics of the pure devotional service. That's the first chapter, and from the second chapter to 16th chapter that we have already covered, we covered that Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti both come under Sadhana Bhakti itself. So till the 16th chapter we have concluded, and in those 16 chapter we have gone through the eligibility, what are the eligibility of devotional service, and we also saw that the pure devotional service, it is not desiring any, even the moksha conception, the liberation is also not entertained by a devotee. And we went through the offenses in the 8th chapter, and in those chapters we went through the 20 from 8th, 9th and 10th chapter. In the 9th chapter we had gone through the 10 do and 10 don'ts, that's the 20 items, and again 42 items where the practice of devotional service were covered. In that, the offenses towards the deity worship and other things, and even the offenses towards the chanting of the holy name were covered. And in the 10th chapter again we covered about the 43 of 43 to 46 of the offenses, uh, or sorry, the principles of devotional service. And there we emphasized on what? Hearing and remembering about the Lord. And then the other 47 to 43 of the 64 principles were covered, which emphasizes on what? The servitude, the friendship and the surrender towards the Lord. And then comes the 54 to 64, where the last 5, as I said in the previous class, were very important, and 5 most potent devotional service forms of devotional service were important. And we also went through about these things in the 12th chapter and the 13th chapter. In the 14th chapter, in the previous class, we went through what are that? That is Raghanuga Bhakti and Ragatmika Bhakti, and how the other things which are not covered in the 64 principal items are covered in these 3 chapters about the spontaneous devotional service in practice. So what is Ragatmika Bhakti? Can anybody tell me? I have already once explained. Can anybody just tell me what is Ragatmika Bhakti? And what is the difference between Ragatmika and Raganuga? Yes, can anybody tell me about that? Ragatmika Bhakti? Okay, Shreya Yadav Mataji, you just hold on. If somebody else is there, we'll take their hands. Okay, Dinesh Prabhu, you also hold on. I want some new hands. Only 2 people are there in the class. What about others? Yes, Uday Shankar Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Raganuga Bhakti is spontaneous love without any pressure put on you, and you start doing devotional service, start following any one or all of the 9 processes, which is very difficult, obviously. And the other one is, it is not basically considering the Lord as the God. You consider him as a friend or as a son or something of that sort. So the other one is, it is spontaneous. What Rajavasis or people of Vrindavana showed onto Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So Ragatmika Bhakti, they are the Vrindavan Vasis or Vrajavasis, and Raganuga Bhakti are those who follow the steps of the Vrajavasis, who are in Ragatmika Bhakti, who are in eternal abode of Lord. And when the Lord came to this world, they also came to assist the Lord in his pastimes. That is Mother Yashoda, and other examples we can take the gopis or the Krishna Sakhas. We just went through the Jai Radhe Jai Krishna, the song, right? All those people who had come there, they all follow the Ragatmika Bhakti because they did not do any sadhana like us, what we are doing. For us, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, then Raganuga Bhakti. But in Raganuga Bhakti, when we follow the footsteps of Vrajavasis, it becomes easy for us to follow that. So, and I also said about those people who make it cheap, the Raganuga Bhakti, they make it cheap devotional service. What we call them? What do we call them? Who make devotional service cheap? Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, it is Prakrit Sahajiyas they are called. They are pretenders, they are not pure devotees.
Oh, thank you.
Only expressed through external features of devotion, but inside they are no devotee.
Yes. So as Prabhu told, they imitate like a devotee, but they are not actually devotees because they don't do any sadhana. They do not follow any regulative principles. Just for the show off, they do the things, and they are called sahajiyas. And even in the chat, many of you have given that. Okay. So now let's continue with the next class. That's about ecstatic love. Now we are going to start with Bhava Bhakti stage. So ecstatic love. Can anybody tell me who is this person here, and who is this person? First of all, tell me who is this person here? Nidhi Mataji. Nidhi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Jad Bharat.
Yes. Who was he in the previous life?
He was I've forgotten the name. One who got enchanted by the deer's baby fawn. I've forgotten his name. I'm so
Similar
sorry.
name, Mataji. It's Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj. Yes, Mataji. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So what happened to him? He got attached to the deer, and then what happened?
And Mataji then.
Huh.
So Mataji got attached to the deer, and then in his next life he was a deer only, but he had by Lord's mercy he had the memory of his previous birth, and then again he was born as Jad Bharata, and he would not speak a word at all. And this is he's going in the procession with King Rahuguna, and wherein he's in this particular scene he's being very careful about the ants that might come in the way, and then King Rahuguna gets disturbed, and then he calls him, and when he explains it to him, he understands King Rahuguna that he's not an ordinary being, he's an exalted devotee. So Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. And can anybody tell me why did we use here as an example, as Bharat Maharaj as an example for Bhava stage? Why do we give an example here? In which stage in the previous life he just fell down from which stage he had fell down? It was the Bhava stage. Okay. So in the previous life, we know he was a son of Rishabhadeva, the Bharat Maharaj, and he went to Vanaprastha, and then he left all his kingdom, and he had given the kingdom to his son, and after that he went, and then he got attached to the deer, and till then he had constantly meditated on the Lord sincerely, and he had gone up to the Bhava stage, and then he got attached to the deer, and we know the deer run from the cliff, and he also fell down from the cliff, and the end moment he remembered the deer. And then what happened? The next life he became a deer, but out of the mercy of the Lord, he got remembrance about his previous life, and he got the association of the devotees, and then in the next life he became Jadabarata. And what happened there while he was walking, and there were some people who had to lift the palanquin of Rahuguna. There was a king called Rahuguna. He was totally materialistic king, and this person, the Jadabarata, had actually it was the Lord's direction that the Rahuguna, the king Rahuguna, had to be inculcated the spiritual knowledge, and because of that the Lord indirectly sent Jadabarat to Rahuguna, and in here you can see he was holding the palanquin of the king Rahuguna, and then he saw the small ants. Out of compassion, he was jumping here and there so that no sin will occur. And then king started scolding him very badly, and Jadabharata told that it is not for me, you're scolding for my body, I'm the soul. And then that thing struck Rahuguna, King Rahuguna, and he thought this person is not a normal person or not a madman. He knows the knowledge of spiritual, and he took the shelter of Jadabharata and came to the spiritual platform. And that's the whole story. And here we can come to know he was self-realized after that. That means the devotional service, it keeps on continuing. It does not end somewhere. It keeps on continuing from your previous life also. So this is the story of Jadabharata. And now what is the difference between the Bhava stage and Prema stage? Let's see. So Bhava stage, we all have seen, we all normally, most of them, they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and somewhere between the 5 o'clock time, you can see the dawn stage of the sunrise, right? The sun has completely not arise. It's just sun is getting prepared to arise, and that stage we call it as dawn. So that stage is kind of a bhava, and complete sunrise is prema. Here you can see complete sun. So now what is the difference is that the bhava stage is just like the dawn before sunrise, the sun rays which we can see before the sunrise. It is also the intense love for Krishna, but not like the prema stage. It becomes condensed when it comes to prema stage. Now I'll give some examples here. So what do you mean by bhava bhakti? Let's see the definition of it first of all. So when devotional service is situated on the transcendental platform of the pure devotion goodness, it is like the ray of sunlight of love for Krishna. At such a time, devotional service causes the heart to be softened by the various states, and one is then situated on the emotion. So this bhava stage, here we came to know, it's like condensing, like the milk. First milk will be very liquid, a very thin layer of the milk. Then as we heat up, what happens? We all know how to make anybody has eaten rabdi. What happens when we do rabdi? What the first stage? We put milk and we start boiling it. And it's not one time boiling. We keep on boiling till the milk get condensed. What is condensed? It becomes thick, right? After that only we take out the malai of it, right? The same way, even we get to know about the sugar candy, right? What happens? The sugar we put in a bowl and we start heating up. What happens? Little bit of water you put and sugar. What happens? The bubbles start coming out, and after that the sugar becomes very liquidish, and after that, even after that, when we start heating it up, it becomes thick, and still you heat up, it becomes more thicker and thicker, and then it becomes caramel. Even after becoming caramel, we start thickening up and it becomes like a strong kind of a candy. And we see the sweetness compared to sugar and candy. Candy has much more sweetness than sugar, right? Sugar has a sweetness, but it's very less compared to a sugar candy. Why? It's a condensed form of a sugar. So here bhava stage and prema stage has a difference, that's our Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, or whatever sadhana we have done, it becomes condensed, it becomes more thicker in our devotional life. So that's the example here can be given. It's the ray of the sun is visible to us, that is the bhava stage. Still the sun has not arisen, that means still the prema has not arisen, but still we can see the rays of Krishna consciousness. That's the intense Krishna consciousness. So primary characteristic is the transcendental platform of the pure goodness. That's the Lord's internal potency enters into heart. What are the two potencies? Internal potency and external potency. Yogmaya, right? When we say Mahatma means one who has taken the shelter of the internal potency of the Lord. And such a person is the pure devotee. Only by the mercy of another pure devotee one can advance to this stage. And when he has eagerness to serve the Lord, right? Eagerness is very, very important in the Krishna consciousness. Why? Without eagerness, you can't get that enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. Tatra laulyam. First is laulyam, the greed for Krishna consciousness. We have greed for so many things in this material world, but the greed for Krishna consciousness will increase you or advance you in Krishna consciousness or advance you in devotional service. Now you are going to, now even in this online course itself, people, they start asking for services after completing their level 1. When they come to know after level 2, we give them much more services like the admin services or volunteer service, volunteer chat services, or volunteer facilitate services. Why? And they want to continue these services. That's how the eagerness should be. Even in the temple, when we go to the temple, the eagerness to serve the Lordship, serve Srila Prabhupada in his mission should be there in our heart, and that eagerness will make us advanced. Okay, Tatra Laulyam, that itself will take us more advanced in Krishna consciousness. So first is the eagerness. And when you have eagerness to serve the Lord, then the mercy of the Lord comes as either as a guru and the association of the devotees. So secondary characteristics is, first is you will go to the pure goodness platform. We know the 3 modes of material nature, right? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. There is something called as pure goodness. That is when you that is the transcendental form of when you are not under the influence of the external energy, you go to the influence of the internal energy by taking the shelter of the Lord. That's the pure goodness. Secondary characteristic is that your heart becomes softened and giving rise to various tastes. Now, what is it? Easily moved in Krishna consciousness stimulations. And then giving rise to various tastes to desire to achieve Krishna, desire to please Krishna through various services, and close at heart with Krishna. So a ray of sun of prema. So now the sun is compared to the prema, but the ray, the beginning or the before sun rises or before prema comes is bhava stage. Can anybody tell me what are the stages of devotional service? Not types, stages. And where does this come? In which stage the prema comes? And what are the stages? Can anybody unmute and tell me? Yes. Nobody knows? No response. What are the stages of devotional service? I'm asking such simple question. There are 9 stages. Yes, Neeraja Mataji.
Mataji, is it Vaidisa? That one, Vaidisa, I am confused.
No, stages, 9 stages. I'll give an example. Shraddha. It starts with the faith. Any idea? Shri Hari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivratti, Asakti, Ruchi, Bhava and
Nishtha. You missed Nishtha.
Sorry, Mataji.
Nishtha, Ruchi, then?
Bhava and Prema.
Asakti, Bhava and Prema. Yes. Prema comes in the, where it comes? In the topmost, right?
Ji.
Thank you, Shri Hari Priya Mataji. Thank you. Okay, so these are the 9 stages of devotional service. Okay, so first starts with Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, and it's part of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti only. And then comes Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. That's above the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Whatever you have told, it's in a very Neeraja Mataji told. it is a part of this bhakti only. But if we expand those things, we get Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, then comes Anartha Nivritti, then comes Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. These are the 9 stages of devotional service. We'll discuss this in the end of this class. What are those? So here comes, how is it different from sadhana bhakti? How is bhava bhakti different from sadhana bhakti? Sadhana is executive, whereas bhava means effective. Now sadhana means executive. Now here, executive in the sense you're practicing something, right? And bhava is effective. It's coming out of, it's the effect of whatever you have done. So execution, or you're making it, that's the sadhana, or practicing the devotional service. And the nature of bhava, that is the here it's appears to be one with the mind. Here, what is the nature of bhava? That's the consciousness. Our consciousness is getting extended, that it appears that it's like with our one with our mind, but it's like just like the iron rod if in fire. Now what does the iron rod in fire? That is, now there is fire and you're putting iron rod into it. What will it turn to, or how it will start acting like? The iron rod will start acting like a fire itself, right? And if you see, if you put iron rod inside the fire, or the fire element, it will start acting like fire. In the same way, the Krishna consciousness, the nature of bhava is it appears to be one with the mind, and then it is called Kamkit Samadhi. Now always thinking about Krishna, it's in the trance. The leelas of Krishna are being remembered by the devotee here. It's in always in the samadhi. How bhava is achieved? Through sadhana bhakti. And what are that? Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and raghanuga bhakti. What is the other thing here? Through the mercy, through the special mercy of Guru and Gauranga, that is the Lord and the devotee mercy, heartfelt blessings of a devotee. I'll just stop for 1 second. So here, mercy of the devotee is been described. Or the so you can give some examples for mercy of the devotees, who got the mercy and he reached to the prema stage of the Lord. Which devotee gave that mercy, and who was that devotee who received that mercy? One second. Yeah. Nidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhruva Maharaj received the mercy of Narad ji, and he reached that stage, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Yes, and any other examples? Any other person who comes to your mind? Shreya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath Das Goswami reached the prema stage.
Okay, very nice. Yes. Okay, 1 second, I'll start. My screen is visible, right? I don't know what has happened today. Anushri Mataji. Just put in the chat if. Okay, so here some of the examples we have taken. First, let's discuss, as you already said, 2 examples. We'll discuss other examples for this. So, who is this person here? Can anybody write in the chat? Who is this person? Nidhi Mataji, your hand is raised.
No, Mataji, I didn't know that. Sorry, Mataji.
Okay. Anybody knows who is this person here? This small boy. Yes, Narad Muni, very good. Narad Muni. And what is the story behind this? It's Narad Muni, yes. And what is the story behind this, Sandhya Mataji?
I think this is in childhood where his mother was a servant and she was serving in the ashrama, and there he got to
Who met?
know.
He met whom? Okay, you're muted, Mataji. Yeah. He met whom? Who are these people here? Okay, Nidhi Mataji, you want to answer?
Mataji Bhakti Vedantas, they are.
Yes.
And Narad Muni, when he was a child, he met them, and they had come there for Chaturmas. They were staying at the place where his mother was serving, and he used to eat their remnants and listen to their chanting and sankirtan, and that's how he became oriented towards spiritual path, Mataji.
Yes. And after they left, what did Narad Muni do? He went. His mother was bitten by a snake, and she left her body. And Narad Muni, what did he do? He followed the instructions of Bhaktivedantas, and he went in search of the Lord, right? And then he got the mercy of the Lord. And in the first canto, he explains his story very nicely in the 5th chapter, how he got the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, and how he remembered their mercy, and he followed whatever they had told to him. And in that way, when he followed, and by the Lord's mercy, he got he could get that prema bhakti of the Lord. Okay, so here we can see this about the how by association of the devotees one can get to the bhava state. And who is this? Any new hands? Lakshmi Mataji, who is this?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is the Prahlad's mother, Prahlad's mother, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. And
Prahlad's mother, actually, Indra was taking her to, Indra was taking her off to a place, but Narada stopped Indra, and he taught Narayana Tattva to the mother of Prahlada, and she used to listen that Tattva, and the boy also used to listen. And after that, the boy was born with devotion of Narayana.
Okay. So what happened here? This is Kayadu. Thank you, Mataji. This is Kayadu, Hiranyakashipu's wife, and Prahlad's mother. And Prahlad was inside the womb of Kayadu. And Narad Muni, all the demigods, they thought the demon son will be demon. So they thought of killing the child in the womb of Kayadu. And Narad Muni knew already by the Lord's mercy that it's Prahlad Maharaj who is going to get birth. And he is one of the 12 Mahajans, the great devotee of the Lord. And he wanted to save him, and he took her to his ashram. And there he started reciting Bhagavatam to about the pastimes of the Lord to Kayadu. Kayadu, she was not a devotee. She was a demon, like a demon's wife. She was not interested. She was just doing the garland. She was just, her ears were not attentive. She was not attentive, but her ears could hear whatever Narad Muni used to tell. And but Narad Muni knew, even if Kayadu was not listening, the child inside that womb, that's Prahlad Maharaj, is listening to him. And Kayadu was not bothered about whatever Narad Muni was telling. She was sleeping. Even after listening to some time, she was tired. and she slept there. But Prahlad Maharaj was hearing, and every day he could hear. After the birth of Prahlad Maharaj, he immediately was born as a devotee by the mercy of Narada, right? And we all know what happened later on, the Narsimha Leela, right? And he was a, and even who he already told the 9 devotional services: Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam, Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. And these things, the Navavidha Bhakti, he already told. When Father Hiranyakashipu asked him, Prahlad Maharaj, what did you learn in your the school where his teachers Shanda and Amarka were teaching him, the Shanda and Amarka school? What did you learn? Because they were all demons, and demons will learn all demoniac things. And Hiranyakashipu was very confident about that. And what did Prahlad Maharaj reply? This Navavidha Bhakti will take you to Krishna's lotus feet, and this is how the devotees will serve the Lord. And hearing this, and he told so many things. The teachings of Prahlad Maharaj is already a book in BBT. So these things, when Hiranyakashipu heard, he was shocked from where these things are coming, right? From where these things are coming. And then but Chanda and Amarka never taught this. Then who taught this? Narad Muni. And it is by the mercy of Narad Muni they could understand this. He could understand the mercy of the Lord, about the Lord's knowledge, and he could attain the pure bhakti stage. That's the Prema Bhakti and the Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti stage. So this is one of the example about Prahlad Maharaj. And then comes, who is this person here? And what is happening here? Voice is echoing. 1 second. My voice is clear? Shri Hari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, this is Mrigari the hunter, who was a very cruel hunter.
Yes.
And
what is happening here? Yeah.
Yeah, he is putting a cloth over because later, because of inspiration and by Narad Muni, he became in devotional service. He became so much devoted, and he became so committed to the Lord that he didn't even wanted to kill the ants by stepping over them. So he's spreading the cloth so that not even a single ant is hurt in the process of his working.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, this is Mrigari. As Mataji told, this is Mrigari. And Narad Muni is always trying to preach Krishna consciousness wherever he could see people. And this person, Mrigari, before becoming a devotee, he used to kill animals. But what kind of a killing it was? He was killing half. Like, he was not completely killing that animal. He was harming those animals. He used to put something on it, and it used to it used to not peacefully die, the animal. It used to cry. When he heard the cries of animal, he used to get satisfaction. Such a hunter he was. And Narad Muni saw that, and he was really upset and really sad. Out of compassion, he gave the Bhakti Lata Beach to him. After a whole discussion, after that he started doing devotional service to the Lord in Ragari. And when Narad Muni and Parvata Muni, they were going on the same path, and Narad Muni remembered that one of his disciples, or the person is here who is a devotee of the Lord now. and he wanted to meet him. And when Narad Muni was coming to his hermitage, Mrigari, that person, could see the Narad Muni and he came running. So while paying obeisances, he could see some of the ants on his path to pay obeisances before paying dandavats. And he could see the ants, and he, out of compassion, as I said, devotee's heart is always soft. Out of compassion, he put his cloth and started chasing them away so that they won't die uh, under his feet. And in that way, Narad Muni saw that such a devotee he has turned into. The Mrigari who was killing animals so harshly is now has become such a devotee that he did not want even to kill a insignificant ant under his feet. So such a transformation happens, and he had become such a great devotee out of the mercy of Narad Muni. So here we could see that the mercy of the devotee is been very important play in this role. And here let's discuss further what is it. So here we'll discuss about Prema Bhakti stage. Okay, so how is it different from Sadhana Bhakti we have discussed, and here comes the how Bhava Bhakti is achieved through Sadhana Bhakti. It's the continuation of the previous slide. That's how through Bhava Bhakti, through Sadhana Bhakti and through special mercy from Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. For example, we have given Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is Narad Muni, the initial stage of Narad Muni where he met Bhakti Vedantas, and out of their instructions, he started doing the devotional service. Not out of Raghanuga Bhakti. He did under the instructions of Bhakti Vedantas. So the instructions, whatever he took, and he did Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, that is Narad Muni. And it is a neophyte stage, has to serve and associate with advanced devotees. And we have already gone through the example and statement of Lord Kapila Deva in 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 25th verse. So now Bhagavatam class, we are in the 25th chapter of 3rd canto. That's the Kapila Deva instructions. So the morning 8 o'clock there will be class. Please do attend. When you have time, please do attend or go through the recordings of Prabhu's classes. So next comes through special mercy. So first is Lord's mercy, and Lord's mercy is still very difficult and to get. So the easy mercy is that Lord's devotees mercy, and to get devotees mercy, Lord's mercy is also important. It is like both of theirs mercy is very important, and these are called Kripa Siddhas. That means they are under the Kripa or the mercy, special mercy of a devotee. So next comes is Chandrakanti. There is an example in the purport about Chandrakanti. So who is this Chandrakanti? That is out of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Chandrakanti was a good dancer, and she used to dance for whom? For Lord Shri Krishna. Whole day and night she used to dance, and in that way she attained Raghanuga Bhakti. So next comes develops towards Krishna, that is the results of these Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raghanuga Bhakti. What kind of a development will happen? Attachment, love and devotion towards the Lord. And then comes this, that is here through Sadhana Bhakti, through special mercy of the devotees. First is that how the mercy of the Lord will work here. Let's see. First is that Vachika, by words. Krishna to Narad Muni in Narad Purana, that is by hearing the words of Lord Shri Krishna when he was meditating in his previous life, and he could hear the words. He could not see Lord Shri Krishna. He could hear the words of Lord Shri Krishna, and through his Lord mercy, he could attain to that stage. And the second type of mercy that Lord gives is darshana, by glancing. First is Vachika. How a neophyte person can get the Vachika mercy of the Lord? That is through reading the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. It is also coming from the Lord's lotus mouth itself. That's also mercy of the Lord. Next is Darshana. That is by the glancing. When the Lord glanced. So there are some examples given in the purport, that is about a Jangala province in Skanda Purana. It is given. There was a province or the kingdom named as Jangala. And just by the glance of the Lord to those inhabitants, whoever were living in that Jangala province, Lord just saw them and they attained Prema Bhakti stage just by the glance of the Lord. Next comes is Hridaya, heartfelt blessings of the Lord. Shukadev Goswami within the womb achieved Bhava stage. Now how is it? Shukadev Goswami was in the womb of his mother for how many years? Can anybody tell me how many years he was in the womb of his mother? Shukadev Goswami. Chat, write in the chat box. Womb of his mother. And why was he in the womb of mother? Because it is in the third canto, if you see, the soul, when he is in the womb of his mother, he is not affected by the maya or the illusion of this world. He is not affected. But when immediately after the delivery of that baby, he is affected by the maya. As soon as he comes out of this womb of his mother, he is affected by the three modes of material nature. And Shukadev Goswami, he is from the abode of Lord Shri Krishna, and he knew all these things. All these things he knew. And he is the Shuka, parrot of Srimati Radharani. And when he came in the womb of Vyasadev's wife, he was afraid of getting out because he knew as soon as he gets out, the Maya will capture him. But he was already in trance, and he was protected by the internal energy of the Lord. That's the Yoga Maya. He couldn't never. Such a person is never touched by Mahamaya. We all have heard in Bhagavad Gita. But still, he knows that as soon as in the womb of mother, no living entity is under the influence of Maya. The living entity, it actually prays to the Lord inside the womb, and you can actually locate in the third canto the prayers of the living entity inside the womb of the mother to the Lord. So Shukadev Goswami, he did not want to come, and by the blessings of the Lord himself came to that place by the prayers of Vyasadev. Lord Shri Krishna came to that place, and he had to request, or he had to console Shukadev Goswami inside the womb that he will be not affected by the Maya of this material world. And soon he got Bhava stage of the of devotional service. And then comes the devotee's mercy, heartfelt blessings, that is from Hridaya of the devotee. Here Hridaya means out of the love of the God. Here Hridaya means out of mercy of the devotee. That is Prahlad Maharaj and Brigharis, both because of the Narad Muni's wishes. Right? So next comes is, so here Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Okay. Are you able to hear me, everyone? I just put in the chat yes or no.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So, yeah, here Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti both are in the Bhava stage. Either by Bhava stage, by our sadhana, we can achieve. That is not possible for all of us because we are very neophyte. But another process is that is through mercy, that is through kripa or the mercy of the devotees. There are people who are sadhana siddhas. One is Nitya Siddha, that is who is already in trance from the day of his birth. Okay, like so many people, by the birth itself, they are devotees from the abode of Lord Shri Krishna. That's Golok Vrindavan. They have directly come here that is Nitya Siddhas. They are already in the trance tense. Next are Sadhana Siddha. By doing sadhana, they get they are becoming Siddhas. That's they are getting the prema stage of the Lord. But not everybody are like this. We want Kripa. That's the mercy of the Lord, mercy of Srila Prabhupada. That is through mercy. That's Kripa Siddhas. And easy way is through Kripa Siddhas, we can go to this stage. But first is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, rules and regulation that are given by our spiritual master. That's through Srila Prabhupada. Whatever he has given, it's the special mercy itself to us. So this pure love can be transferred to the Supreme Personality of Godhead under two conditions: out of ecstatic and out of causeless mercy, ecstasy or out of causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So out of mercy of Krishna, we get Guru. And out of mercy of Guru, we get Krishna. So next chapter is about the 18th chapter. We'll continue with this. That is the characters of one in ecstatic love. So just now we understood what is ecstatic love. That is the bhava stage of the devotional service. And this is the characteristics when a person comes into the bhava stage of the devotional service. First is that it is kshanti, perseverance, remaining tolerant and patient even in the amid of disturbance, right? So here that means a devotee full of disturbance, right? What are the three kinds of disturbance or three kinds of miseries we go through? All living entities here. Subra, what is your name, Mataji or Prabhuji?
Mataji, are you asking me? I don't. Mataji Shraddha, is it not visible?
It's something a different name, Mataji.
I'll correct it. It's
okay.
birth,
yeah.
it's
What
birth,
are the answers?
death, old age, and disease, Mataji.
That's the four these things. They are not the miseries. There are threefold miseries. Okay. Vijaya Mataji.
Adhyatmik, Adidevik, Adibhavik.
Yes, Adhyatmik, Adidaivik, and Adibhavik. Yes, very good. And what is Adhyatmik? Sorry. Okay, what is Adhyatmik? Nidhi Mataji.
Mataji, given those miseries which are given by the demigods.
Yes, and other two things?
Adi Bhautik is are the miseries which are given by the people around us, and Adi Devik is like by the material nature, as in like these earthquakes and hurricanes and like that.
And Adhyatmik is by whom? Adhyatmik is
by demigods.
No.
By self. By self.
By self, right.
Yes. Thank you, Vijay Mataji. Thank you, Nidhi Mataji. Yes. Adhyatmik is by our own mind or our own senses, our own mind, which are stubborn. So these things, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adidaivik, right? Three disturbances are always there. And what kind of a person is in devotional service? He is not, he's not disturbed by these three things. He's not disturbed by these threefold miseries of the Lord, of this material world. He's above this. And avyartha kalatvam, that is utilization of time, refers to constant engagement in devotional seva. So we all know we all are working outside, and it becomes very difficult to time management. Even in the material world, if you see, people are firstly they are bothered about time management. Any course or anything you apply to yourself, or people even in the corporate world or anything, the first concept they go through is the time management. Why? Because best utilization of time always gives the best result. So even in the devotional service is also like that. Here the devotee is not wasting a single time for any other thing other than the devotional service. He's not wasting any time. He is always engaged in devotional service. So it's not very easy for everybody, right? So Prabhupada, normally devotees, they follow the 8-8-8 ratio principle. 8:8:8. 8 hours, they say that they should take rest or proper guidance to their body, and 8 hours for their karmi things, that is you're going for the job. And 8 hours for the job is very ideal, because more than that is not ideal. It becomes ugra karma, or it does not help you in any ways, even in the material way or devotional way. It won't help you. Even your health will get a very bad effect on it. So 8 hours of your other works, and 8 hours you should give it for your sadhana and seva. So the morning sadhana is very important. And so many of them, they might feel very difficult for how can I do my sadhana, or how can I do devotional service when I'm going for the work, because my work is not 8 hours, it goes extended, or sometimes I have free time in my office. What should I do? So some devotees, what they do is they carry the Prabhupada books with them, or chanting beads. If the weather or the around environment is friendly for your spiritual growth, then you can do it. If not, you can at least read Prabhupada books. There are small books of Prabhupada with you know uh, 50 pages, 70 pages books are there, very thin and small books of Prabhupada. You can read those books whenever you have time. So in that way you won't waste your time also. Like some devotees, while they are traveling in their car, they keep the Prabhupada audio in their car and they listen to it. And that means not even a single second is wasted in um, in other things. Then even if you are doing something karmi, if there is any time, even a single second or even a 1 minute is there, you can hear something like Prabhupada videos will be there, like 7 minutes short videos will be there. You can hear to Prabhupada even at that moment. When you're traveling, you always carry karmi people, they carry the earbuds for their sense gratification to hear filmy music. But devotees, they carry earphones or airports for their hearing about the lectures of devotees and all these things. So avyartha kalatvam, and then virakti, that is detachment, complete indifference of the object of sense gratification. So that's in bhava stage completely. But now in the neophyte stage, we all feel that detachment, right? There were some karmi friends of us, or who are materialistic before. They used to we like those friend groups, we used to go for the picnic spots or going for the cinemas. And now I don't have interest at all. In the previous class, many of them had raised their hand for that, right? They don't feel like they are uh, and even those karmi friends, they are not very close to you nowadays, right? That thing you can see now. You can observe that your karmi friends are not very much behind you like they used to be before you were in Krishna consciousness. Because when you start following Krishna consciousness, Krishna will be more attracted to you, and other people, you need not bother, they'll just go away from your life. Whatever is not in favor of Krishna consciousness, Krishna will take them away. You need not especially concentrate on that. Like Mayavadis concentrate, right? Mayavadis tell, oh, I should not do that, I should not. They think on the negative part, but devotees, they think on the positive part. And negative part is leave it to Krishna, he will take it away. Whether you bother about it or not, Krishna will take it over. You just see on the positive part, like how will I get association from devotees, like attending Bhakti Vriksha classes, attending regular classes, hearing Prabhupada audios, or hearing to lectures of lecture regarding Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or reading Prabhupada books, how will I increase my positive things in Krishna consciousness? And detachment will be taken care. As you attach to Krishna, detachment to this material world is there. As we say, right, where Krishna is there, there is no darkness. As where sun is there, there is no darkness. In the same way, whereas Krishna is there, there is no Maya. In the same way, where there is attachment for Krishna, detachment will automatically come. So then is manashunyata, that is pridelessness, to feel humble, free from the longing for being shown respect. So humble means what? That you are not expecting any respect from others. So that is humbleness, and that is pridelessness. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Right? Devotees, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told in Shikshastakam, Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. That means always devotees are very much engaged in their devotional service, that they don't bother about who is giving who is giving them respect or who is not giving them respect. They're not bothered about these things. So that is manashunyata. And asha banda, hope of that Krishna will protect me. Avashya rakshibe Krishna. Prabhupada used to tell that the person, the devotee, has always this what you tell, hope that Krishna will always be protected. That's the symptom of surrender things also, surrenderness also, that the person has the hope that Krishna will protect me from whatever danger it is. It is visible to me, the danger is visible to me, or invisible danger, also Krishna will protect me. The danger which will come to me in the spiritual life is protected by Krishna. Sometimes we feel that why is this happening, that I used to enjoy all these things, all kinds of materialistic things, and now there are no friends to me, there's nobody in this office to speak to me, or there's nobody in the college who is speaking to me, there are very less people. We feel initially that something is going away, Krishna is taking everything from me, but we don't know Krishna is actually saving us from the dangers of this material world. So this is the thing. And ashabanda, hope against hope that Krishna will protect me. And there are prayers of Rupa Goswami that he says, I have no hope that I can get the mercy of the Lord, but I still have the hope by the mercy of devotees I can get to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. That hope should be there in us also. So next comes is samukta kanta, intense eagerness. Tatra laulyam. So ekala mulyam, that means tatra laulyam, that means the intense greed for Krishna consciousness. So it is not that I should mark you that this much intensity you have to hear about Krishna. You can assess yourself. Assessment can be done by yourself. Nobody else from outside person or your Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru has to assess you how much eagerness you have in Krishna consciousness. You yourself can introspect and get to the answer that how much I have eagerness in Krishna consciousness, how much I have advanced in Krishna consciousness, and how it is possible. That is possible, like I just want a quick answer. How many of you are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or have the taste or leave Srimad Bhagavatam, any of the scriptures of Lord Shri Krishna, you have the intense desire to hear? Whenever you see a lecture on Lord Shri Krishna, you just go and click over there that I want to hear about Lord Shri Krishna. How many of you have that eagerness? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Yes. Yes, many of you have, right? Yes, how many of you have? There are 48 people in this class. How many of you have that eagerness to hear about Lord Shri Krishna? Any lecture regarding Shri Krishna, any videos that you want to hear? Yes, yes, many of you have. Yeah, very good. So you have all passed this exam, right? You have all passed this exam. Why it is? You have all passed that level of Krishna, that what you say, the stage of intense eagerness to be in Krishna consciousness. Why? As you hear Lord Shri Krishna's things, right? First is Shravanam. As you start hearing about the Lord, you get more mercy from the Lord. And how it is? Hearing from the right source. That eagerness to hear about Lord Shri Krishna has to develop. After that, the service for the eagerness for the service of the Lord will automatically come. Without knowing the glorification of the Lord, how will you come to know how great is the Lord? Without knowing his pastimes, how will you know about the Lord? Right? How will you serve the Lord without knowing his pastimes, without understanding about the Lord? So to understand about the Lord, you have to hear from a person who has already understood. Right? That's why we tell, hear Prabhupada, read the books of Prabhupada, listen to somebody who has come in the succession. That is the disciplic succession, right? That's why we always say this. And whoever has been attached to reading Srimad Bhagavatam or listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Seva, every day without missing Srimad Bhagavatam, whoever has listened till now has passed this exam. That means he has the intense eagerness to hear about the Lord. And one day that desire will come to see the Lord face to face, and that's Prema Bhakti. So next comes is Namagani Sadaruchi. That's the thirst for the God's name, right? First is Shravana, then is Kirtana, always doing Lord's name. The Ruchi, the stage of Ruchi, the taste for the Lord's name will come. And then Asakti, that Gunakhyane, that is the attachment to the God's qualities, a natural attachment to describing the qualities, pastime, and so on. First is Nama, then Rupa, Guna, Leela. Then comes the Rupa, Guna, and Leela. First is that Nama, the Lord's name is very much important. Then comes Pritistad Vasati Sthale. That means desire to live in Dham. Why is Dham so important, or why is Dham so different from any other place? Because Lord is living there. If you are going to Dham, here does not mean you are permanently living in the Dham. The desire to go to the Dham, even now we were in the beginning of the class, we were listening to about Vrindavan. While singing about Vrindavan Dham, we went through various places. It is said that in one of the Puranas that just by remembering those places, just by remembering or imagining you're going in those places, you will get the benefit of really you're going in that places. So imagining in so much intense love for Krishna that you're going in the Dham or you're living in the Dham is also very much important. 1 second. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, yeah. So here, intense desire to live in the Dham. In that one sense is living in the Dham, if not possible. Now, all of them cannot go and live in the Dham. Remembering the Dham. And Prabhupada used to never, he lived in the Dham, Vrindavan Dham for very less time. But still, his consciousness was in Vrindavan. Our consciousness matters. Even if we are living in Dham, if our consciousness is not pure, then we are doing Dhama Aparad. There is Dhama Aparad also. Why? If our consciousness is not good, then Krishna will kick out of the Dham. So that is also important. So here, desire to live in the Dham is also there. So some of the examples, who is this person here and what is going on here? Who is this person? Who are these both? Yes, Sandhya Mataji.
This is Sukadeva Goswami, who is the telling Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj.
Yes, that's Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. Very good. So, what is the situation here? Why we have categorized him in the pursuant? So, why it is? Because the situation. Just imagine the situation of Parikshit Maharaj. He knew that in 7 days he will meet his death, right? And there should be disturbance. If I remember of if somebody just think a neophyte devotee or any person just thinks that tomorrow there will be a death, how much disturbance it will be in our mind, in our body, how much disturbance it will be, so much disturbance, and there's so much tolerance to be needed. But here Parikshit Maharaj showed a best example for us. In such a situation also, for 7 days continuously, he was drinking the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the highest stage. That's the bhava stage. That is not can be imitated by anybody. So that is here said, and he was just drinking the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even the situation was in control of his. Even the situation was not in control of his. He could not. He was the king. Although he was a king, he could not. He could not remove the death. Death will come. Certainly, it will come. But what was the desire of his? To listen about Lord Shri Krishna's pastimes, and that is the example here. And pridelessness. Who is this person here? Who is this person who is weeping here? What is the name of that person? Yes. Anybody knows? Anybody has seen this picture? Okay. Okay. Any in chat? Shivakumar Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It is King of Puri. I don't remember the name.
Okay. Yes, his name is Pratap Rudra. I remember Pratap Rudra. Yes. What is the connection between pridelessness and Pratap Rudra, Maharaj? Vijaya Mataji.
In spite of becoming a king, he is cleaning the floor of the Jagannath temple.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, Vaishnavi Mataji, what is the other another picture saying here? Who is these? Who are these people?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Thakur. Sorry, I just forgot.
Okay. It's Pratap Rudra itself. It is Pratap Rudra. You remember the pastime? What happened here? Anybody remembers the pastime? Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, during Rath Yatra or Rath Mahotsav, the king used to come out of his palace, clean the road with the broom, all the way through which the Rath Yatra will pass.
Okay. What is another picture here?
I don't.
Okay. It's okay. Yes. So, yeah, when Jagannath is so heavy, okay, from the mandir, the Sri Mandir, to the chariot of Jagannath, that's the Nandi Ghosh, till then the Jagannath has to be carried by the devotees or the pandas, and we cannot keep the Lord in the floor, so we have to keep something beneath, and they used to keep pillows, cotton pillows, and Jagannath is so heavy that the cotton pillows used to burst, and whatever the cotton used to come out, no, it will be on the path of Jagannath. And Prataprudra, the king of Odisha, Utkala Rajya, the king, he saw this and nobody noticed it. He saw this and immediately he took a broom and he started cleaning the path. That is pridelessness. There was no pride in Prataprudra. And whoever kings have come in Odisha, there was no pride in them. Devotees were the kings, and he used to clean the path of Jagannath. And next picture is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prataprudra. So Prataprudra came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying in Jagannath Puri. And he has an intense desire to serve the Lord because he knows that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. Radha Krishna nahi anya. He was not Radha Krishna, both are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has an intense desire to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they came to know and said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Prataprudra, the king of Puri, wants to meet you. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected. He said, "What? I am just a sannyasi. What will I do with the kings? Kings are totally materialistic people, and I don't want to meet such materialist people." And he rejected. But Prataprudra Maharaj had an intense desire, and he was a devotee of the Lord. And the devotees, they went to Prataprudra and told, "You can meet the Lord, but not in the king's, king's cloth. You should wear a very simple clothes, and you have to go in front of the Lord without any ornaments, without anything." And he did exactly like that, and he could meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was massaging the leg, and he was singing Gopi Geet, and he sang only the 4 stanzas. I don't remember which are those 4 stanzas, but he sang only 4 stanzas of Gopi Geet. And hearing to it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the bhav of Radharani. Hearing to it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt so much ecstasy, and he hugged Prataprudra intensely, and in this way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestows his mercy on Prataprudra. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that even though he was a king, he had no pride of being a king. "Oh, I am a king and everyone should welcome me." There was nothing like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see this. And here is Namagane Sadaruchi. Who is this person here? You can write in the chat. Yes, Nidhi Mataji.
Mataji, Haridas Thakur, Srila Haridas Thakur.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur. Very good. He is the example for attachment to chanting. So he used to chant 3,000 names of Lord Shri Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So 3,000 names, in the sense he used to chant, and after chanting those names only, he used to take his first meal. Or even that first meal is just a small, whatever prasadam he used to get, he used to eat only that much. So that was Haridas Thakur. And even when he, even the pastime Leela, the passing away of Haridas Thakur is so glorious that people read those the story or the pastime many more times, so that the mercy of Namachari Haridas Thakur, if you want to chant sincerely, then the mercy is from Haridas Thakur, because he is called as Namacharya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Why I have come here? To give the holy name of the Lord." And who is the teacher, or who is the giver of the holy name, or the teacher of the holy name? That is Haridas Thakur, because he was so sincere to the holy name of the Lord, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to relish that. So here Namagane Sadaruchi, and we'll just go through these things and let's see some of the examples here. That's the first is Avyartha Kalatvam, utilizing the time in devotional service. As I said, wherever you go, keep a book, hard copy, a small, small magazines. The Back to Godhead magazines are there. There is small books of Prabhupada, Matchless Gift, or some small books of Prabhupada you always carry in your bag, so that wherever you get time, you read it. If not, at least hear to Prabhupada lectures or lectures of any people who are in the disciplic succession of Srila Prabhupada, so that you will be engaged in devotional service. Even hearing Shravanam is also a devotional service, right? So in that way, Avyartha Kalatvam. And then Kshanti, that is the reserved tolerance, and it is Parikshit Maharaj. He was reserved and there was tolerance in him. That's Parikshit Maharaj. And Virakti, that is the detachment. That's Bharat Maharaj is also an example. In the 5th canto, 14th chapter, 43rd verse, Bharat Maharaj, he was not attached to the material attraction of this material world. Then comes Manashunyata. That's the king Bhagirath, and then the Lal Babu. So Lal Babu, it comes in the purport. He was a great landlord, or the biggest landlord in Calcutta, and he left everything without any pride. He went to Vrindavan. There he used to do Madhukari. Now Madhukari means, Madhu means, we all know, these, what you tell, the flower bugs, those bugs, they go to flower and flower to get what you tell, and the honey of that flowers. In the same way, the devotees of the Lord, they used to go to home and home. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they used to go to home for getting somewhat. In the Grahastha family, they used to get some food stuff, and they used to be satisfied with that. So even this Lal Babu, he was a great landlord in Calcutta, but he left everything and he went to Vrindavan, and he used to beg there in Madhukari. And after that, he used to do devotional service. Whatever food he used to get by Madhukari, by begging, he used to have it, and he used to be satisfied with it and do devotional service. So even that is for pridelessness. Then comes Asha Bandha, certain that Rupa Goswami's prayers, as I said, the prayers of Rupa Goswamis, you can read it in the purport as well. So next comes eagerness to serve the Lord faithfully. So Bilva Mangla Thakur in Krishna Karnamrita. So Bilva Mangla Thakur, we all know that we read one of the famous verses, that he says that even the moksha, the liberation, is staying outside the doorsteps of mine, but I'm not entertaining it or not taking the service from moksha, because I want to serve the Lord life after life. That is the sincere, faithful, the eagerness to serve the Lord. Here we can see. Then Namagane Sadharuchi, again the attachment to chanting of the holy name of the Lord, eagerness to describe the qualities of the Lord, and attraction for living in the place where Krishna has the pastime. So when we go to the dhams, why dhams are so special? Because when we go to the dhams and see the Lord there, it is actually seeing the Lord face to face in the Golok Vrindavan Dham. It's actually seeing there, and Lord is living there in each and every part of them. The Lord is living there and having the pastime, but we neophytes, we cannot see them by our normal eyes. That's the difference. So dhams are so important, but our consciousness should be always in the dham. So people, normally senior devotees, they tell that you can go to the dham not more than 3 days, because after more than 3 days we live there, we start commencing all kinds of offenses. So that should not happen. So they tell neophyte devotees only go to the dham for 3 to 4 days or 1 week. That's it, not more than that. You can't stay there, because we start committing offenses to the dham. So our consciousness should be in the dham. Even though you're working here or you're living in this place, in a particular place, but our consciousness is in the dham, then it's very good. But if we are staying in the dham and not, our consciousness is not in the dham, and our consciousness is totally materialistic, then it is a disturbance for Krishna, for other devotees. So we should not do that. But here, all these things, the avyartha kalatvam, akshanti, the virakti, the manashunyata, the pridelessness, or all these characteristics are already in Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so, and that is, Srila Prabhupada used to utilize his time in such a way. He used to sleep only for 2 hours. Even we are not qualified to speak about how Srila Prabhupada's utilization of time, because we are not even 1% of it. So we'll just appreciate, and we try to follow what Srila Prabhupada has followed. But wherever he got time, he used to preach for in the morning, 4:30, Manglarti. Then after that, the morning sadhanas till Srimad Bhagavatam and the preaching work. And in the evening, he used to give Bhagavad Gita class, and then do the after that he used to have some prasadam, and he used to take rest for 2 hours, and then again he get up in the 12 o'clock night and start writing his books. He used to not waste a single time. Any acharyas in the lane, if you see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they used to not waste a single time, a second of time. They used to utilize. That is avyartha kalatvam. Then comes Shanti, the perseverance, right? Whatever the situation was, Prabhupada was in the ship for more than a month, and he was not disturbed by that. And there were so many mlechas, right? All were initially, everybody were not in Krishna consciousness. They used to do so many offenses, offenses they used to commit. But Prabhupada did not get affected by that. He was not affected. Whatever the situation was, he was calm and peaceful at every stage, because he knew that Krishna is in control of everything. Then comes Virakti, that's the detachment. That even though he had, Prabhupada said that he went with 40 rupees and he came back to India with 40 crore rupees, because that much money was collected, and there were 108 temples and all these things. Even the Juhu temple, what you see today, was done with a great difficulty, with so much money invested into it. But Prabhupada was not attached to it. He was completely detached from this, from the material things. He was always seeing how he could use these things in spiritual things. If they are not working, then leave it to Krishna, he'll make it. But then he was not attached to it. So then next is manashunya, the pridelessness, right? Here even though he had so many things, he was always humble towards. He used to always think other devotees are more advanced than. That is the what you tell. That is the quality of a devotee, advanced devotee or a pure devotee, that he thinks himself very lesser than the other devotees. So Prabhupada was manashunyata. Then comes Asha Bandha. Prabhupada used to always says that Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. He has a great hope. He went at the age of 70. He went to America or the Western world, where there was no hope. If any person, people who listened to this, that Prabhupada went to America at that stage, even the Moraji Desai or anybody who came in contact to him before Krishna consciousness, they had no hope that this old man can go and do Krishna consciousness in the Western world. But Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada had the great hope in Krishna and the instructions of his spiritual master, that this will happen. This Krishna consciousness will happen, and that hope had brought Krishna consciousness into life. So next is Samutkanta, always eager to serve Krishna, to achieve that desired success that is in Krishna consciousness. The desire to preach Krishna consciousness was always there in Prabhupada. And then Namagane Sadaruchi, attachment to chanting of Hare Krishna. Not even a single picture of Prabhupada you can see without chanting beads, the bead back on his neck. Without a picture, you cannot see, you can never find a picture of Prabhupada without his bead back. He was always chanting the holy name of the Lord, and he had so much intense faith in the chanting of the holy name of God, that even in the end, like about to disappear from this material world, he was continuously chanting. He was translating Bhagavatam. He was doing all sorts of devotional service, even at the time of being before disappearance of Prabhupada. So next comes is Nama, that is Asakti Tat Gunakyate, eagerness to glorify the Krishna's qualities. This eagerness took him to the Western world and gave the Krishna consciousness. So next is Preeti Tad Vasati Sthale, attraction for living in the Dham. So Prabhupada, we know that Prabhupada lived for very small time in Vrindavan. But then, as I said, the consciousness was in Vrindavan. He used to always tell, he used to feel better in Vrindavan than the Western worlds, but still he went 14 times around the world just to preach Krishna consciousness. People go outside Vrindavan to bring other peoples to Vrindavan. People go outside of Mayapur to bring other people who don't know Mayapur, they bring to Mayapur to please the Lord, right? Bhaktivinoda Thakur had that dream of people, the Western world people, they come to Mayapur and chant Gauranga's name, right? And Prabhupada wanted to do it. And that's why he went to other world, leaving the Dham, but his consciousness was about always on the Dham. So that's how we have the practical example of Srila Prabhupada. Then comes that neophyte or non-devotee exhibiting the signs of bhava or ratya. So now a neophyte devotee can exhibit the bhava stage, yes, but then it's not the complete bhava stage, it's just the reflection. That's the chaya stage. That's the neophyte devotee or a non-devotee. He shows some symptoms, but it is on the chaya. Here you can see the shadow here. That's the chaya of the original bhava bhakti. We see neophyte devotees, or we ourselves cry sometimes while chanting the holy name of the Lord. This may not be the ecstatic bhava state that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has experienced. That's or the pure devotees of Lord Shri Krishna experience. Not that bhava stage is not ours. We cry while chanting the holy name of the Lord that our material distresses are going away. That's the difference. So that is the Rathya Bhava, or the semblance of ecstasy. One is pratibhimba. Now here it is really possible, if the sincere devotee don't attain bhava, how can a non-devotee attain? If the sincere devotee itself, he has to go so many things to attain the bhava stage, how a non-devotee will exhibit such a thing? Therefore they exhibit only the reflection. We sometimes see people in kirtan, they cry, the tears are falling from their eyes in the kirtan. The neophyte devotees, when they go to the dham, I've seen in Krishna Balram temple Vrindavan, the devotees, they cry in front of Krishna Balram, but then that is not bhava stage. That's just the reflection of the bhava, because their motive is not wrong. Their motive is not wrong. Their motive is to get that bhava stage, but then at this moment they're not getting that, but the reflection is being shown to them. Okay, so that's the reflection of the bhava stage. Now pratibimba, reflective person, has corrupt motive but intense practice. He has the intense practice. Because of that, he's getting that rathya bhava, or reflective bhava stage. And in association of advanced devotee, when you take the association of advanced devotee who are already in bhava stage, you can get this. So next comes the chaya, or the shadow of the bhava. The person executes out of social convention of the curiosity, less intense compared to the, but motive has not been corrupted. Special when kirtan, visits dham, attends festival and occasions of association of devotees. So caused by what? Pratibimba and chaya. Okay, so next is, so before that we have one slide, that is how to convert rathya into genuine bhava. Now I have a question, that I have rathya bhava, I am in reflection, but I want to really advance to that bhava stage. How can I go there? By service to a guru. When you sincerely serve a guru, you can go to that stage. What are the two kinds of services you can do to a guru? Shreya Mataji.
Vani Seva and Vapu Seva, Mataji.
And what is Vapu Seva?
Vapu Seva is the physical seva, like massaging the legs and washing clothes, etc. And Vani Seva is preaching the message and fulfilling the targets of the Guru.
And yeah, okay. And Vani Seva is more effective than Vapu Seva, because Vapu Seva you are doing direct service to the Guru through a physical face-to-face service, but then it may not be practical every time. But Vani Seva, it is practical even after disappearance of the Guru. So that is there. So mercy flows from there. Now you're serving Srila Prabhupada. Now you're preaching about Krishna consciousness to your others. Like you're doing some admin services, or you're doing some WhatsApp facilitating services. These services is indirectly going to the Guru, because you're serving the mission of the Guru. So mercy is flowing to them also, right? Some of them, they say that only the teachers who are preaching in front of the class, they get the mercy, more mercy, and other people who are admins or co-host or any other people, they don't get mercy, or they get less mercy. Not like that. Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy is equal to everyone. But the only thing is how you are intensely serving, how you're sincerely serving the Guru, and serving the mission of the Guru is very important. So service to a Guru. And second thing is blocked by the offenses. Here offenses are also to be carefully avoided, because even one single offense, one pothole can destroy the whole Bhaktilata beach, right? One single small point of offense is also to be avoided. Whatever attachments, real or imagined, will disappear and wane. So when you are sincerely serving the Guru, all these imaginations will go away. And worst offenses is wanting to be one with the whole. That is impersonalism. Many Mayavadis and impersonalists, Shunyavadis are there. Why they are there? Because they don't have the guide of the Guru. When you have Guru, what does Guru mean? Literally mean taking the darkness away. Guru, the Sanskrit term means taking the darkness away, and wanting to be one with the whole, one with Lord Shri Krishna, is actually the darkness. That's the impersonalism. So unexpected symptoms of those who are genuine. If without going regulative principles, one develops high standard of devotion. For more, life had devotional credits. So that means how is the devotional service continuing from the previous birth? Some of them, they from childhood, they are chanting the holy name of the Lord, because in the previous life they were chanting, and they are now continuing. Some of them, they chant till 4 rounds, 8 rounds they chant, and after that they get stuck up. 9th round, whatever they try, they can't go away, because 9th round is now in this life you're struggling. Till 8th round you were doing in your previous life, but 9th round, after 9th round, it's your struggle to do it now. Some of them, they easily go to 16 rounds to 32 rounds easily, because it's from the previous birth. But some of them, they may not be so much advanced. Now they have to be advanced. So devotional credits then now temporarily stopped because of the offenses. That's the second chance is given to you. Can steadily progress only in the association of the pure devotees. So how can you serve a Guru? That's the Vani Seva and Vapu Seva. That's the spiritual master and the disciple of the spiritual master are never separated. So they are one in what? In the that's that. As long as the spiritual master is physically present, the disciple should do the service to the physical body of the spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is no longer physically existing, the disciple should serve the instructions of the spiritual master. And what we are doing, the instructions of Prabhupada we are taking as a, and what did Prabhupada do? He took the instruction of his Guru and take it as the life of his the soul of his life. So next comes, if the person in the bhava stage platform has faults, what will happen to him? Is it serious? Is it serious? No. So why it is? Because lingering trance may momentarily manifest. Right, in the 9th chapter, 30th shloka, Krishna says, Apichet sudaracharu bhajante mam ananya bhak sadureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisaha. What does that mean? Even if someone commits mistake, the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is considered saintly because he is properly situated. So now what is it? That's the even if you are doing devotional service and sometimes devotees slip down, like Bharat Maharaj from Bhava stage, he slipped down. But then Krishna is always considering whatever he has done good service to him. So he will somehow he will bring that person back to Krishna consciousness. So even though he may commit mistake, we should not see the faults of the devotee. How should one see it? Disregard the faults. We should not see the faults of the devotee. Faults can be seen by the senior devotee, who is the guru, can see the faults of his disciple. Not the other person can see the faults and start pointing out the faults. No, we should not do that. And very soon will become perfect in the force of his devotion. Either by the association of other devotees, he will get back to his state, or by the mercy of the Lord, he will get back to that bhava stage again. Narasimha Purana also says that illumination cannot be checked by the mass of the full moon. So here it is. And the last chapter, some small PPTs are there. We'll see. That's the devotional service in the pure love of God. So how is it? We'll see. That's the continuation of the bhava stage. After bhava stage, which stage comes? That's the pure love of Godhead. That's the prema stage. Now we are coming to the prema stage of the Lord. That's the last chapter for the NOD section of the we can say the syllabus of the nectar of devotion. After these, there are chapters in nectar of devotion, but it's still more advanced than this. That's why we are not going to touch it. You can voluntarily read it, but then as per Prabhu's instruction or Prabhupada's instruction, we are going to stick to the till the 19th chapter. That's the devotional service in pure love of Godhead. So the gopis of Vrindavan, that's the complete prema stage. Okay, so here definition of the prema bhakti. When that bhava softens the heart completely, becomes endowed with the great feeling of possessiveness in the relationship with the Lord, and becomes much condensed, is called prema stage, as we taken the example of sugar candies. And the primary characteristic is intensified, fully mature state of bhava. First is the mature state of bhava. As I said, bhava is like the sun rays. The sun has not arisen till now, but now the sun is arising. You can see the complete sun. That's the prema stage. And secondary characteristic is that's the complete soften of the heart. Okay, can anybody give the example of people who did not have any sort of education or the knowledge, or so-called jnanis? They were not jnanis, they did not know any Vedas, they did not know anything, but they were in the prema stage of the Lord. Any examples? Nidhi Mataji.
Mataji, gopis.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Very good. Gopis. They did not go to college like us. They did not go to any kinds of, what to tell. And they did not go to any sorts of material education. They did not have any sort of material opulences like us. But the gopis, they were full in the prema bhakti stage, highly possessive ownership of Krishna. So that's there. And here, who is this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In front of Lord Jagannath, he used to cry, he used to jump, he used to dance. it is said that he used to dance for 6 hours continuously. He used to cry for 6 hours continuously, and he used to be unconscious for other 3 hours. To make him get up, it was a very great difficulty. But devotees, they used to chant holy name of the Lord in his ears, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ears, and he used to get up quickly. So that was the intense love for Lord Jagannath, the separation of Lord Jagannath. Here, the devotees, they are not crying because their body is paining or they're mentally distressed. Not like that. The crying of the devotee is in the prema stage. So devotional service is the pure love of Godhead. I don't know why it is coming over there. Okay, types of prema and achieving prema. So as Mataji told, the example is gopis. So first is the kevalam. One kind, that there are two types of prema. One is kevala, that is unmixed pure devotional service. That's from Raganuga Bhakti. As we said, the Chandrakanti example also here. So Raganuga Bhakti, that's the unmixed pure devotional service without, there's no jnana mishrita, there is no karma mishrita, there is complete pure devotional service. Then comes mahatmya jnana, that is from mixed with the knowledge, jnana mishrita of Lord's majesty. That's the from Narad Purana. One is that kevala, that's the unmixed pure devotional service. One is with the knowledge that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, and we have to serve him. That knowledge is there, and by that knowledge one goes to the prema stage. One is without any mix, that is Raghanuga Sadhana Bhakti. And then comes achieving prema, that is through Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, through Mahatmya Jnana, that is by following the instructions of the bona fide acharyas and following them and knowing about Lord Shri Krishna, his different pastimes, and then achieving the prema stage, or by Lord's extraordinary mercy. That's the gopis. Why gopis had so much elevated love for Lord Shri Krishna? Why they were so much advanced? Because they had association of the Lord. They could see the Lord face to face. They had direct association of Lord Shri Krishna. In that way, they were getting so much mercy of the Lord that the gopis had got. So there are spontaneous attraction to Krishna, which is said to be due to the extraordinary mercy of the Lord, can be placed under the two headings, that is Mahatmya Jnana Prema and Kevala Prema. So Jnana Prema, that is in Vaikunta. Now, Vaikunta and Vrindavana. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between the Vaikunta and Vrindavana? Why we tell there is a difference between both? Both are Lord Shri Krishna only. What is the difference? Nidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, Vaikunt is the 400 form of Narayan, and Krishna is in Goloka, he's in 200 form, and all the Gop and Gopis are there, and it is protected by, on the 8th side, by the principal Gopis of Shri Radharani, Srimati Radharani, and herein it is, in center, Narayan and Lakshmi ji is there, and the principal Lakshmis are on the 8 sides of the Vaikuntha plan. So that's how it is. It is more of an official kind of this thing, and Vaikuntha and Golok.
What is the difference between the bhava inside that?
Yes, Mataji. So here, prema bhava is there in Golok Vrindavan, and here it is seva is dasya bhav is there.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, as Mataji told, there is Vaikunta, as she told, is Krishna with Chaturbhuja form in his Narayana form. There is Lakshmi. Lakshmi means there is so much opulence, like a king. Okay, and there is Vrindavan, where Lord Shri Krishna is a small boy, and here in Vaikunta, Lord, instructs, and there are people who are there. Devotees are like servant. There is only 2 rasas, Shanta rasa and Dasya rasa in Vaikunta. But in Vrindavan, there is 3 more rasas. That is the Vatsal, the Sakhya rasa, that's the Gopa friends, and there is the Vatsalya Rasa, the mother Yashoda, and this Madhurya Rasa, that's the topmost, that's the gopis. And that is not found. You cannot see Narayana forming rasa with all the Lakshmis. It's not found in Vaikunta. But in Vrindavana, Krishna is childish. He is like holding a flute. Who holds a flute? Who in material concept you think? Who holds a flute? Who has no other work? He's just having fun, right? One who holds the flute or musical instrument and going here and there, forest to forest. If you think, seeing this material, what do you think? He has no other work to do. Same thing, Krishna. Krishna has no other work to do other than pleasing the Lord, the devotees of the Lord. So that's the difference between the Vaikunta and Golok Vrindavan. There, Lakshmi is serving. If Lord Shri Krishna wants to eat butter in Vaikunta as Narayana, how will he eat? He won't steal there. What he will do? Lakshmi will give order to Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi will prepare butter for him and she will serve the butter to Lord Narayana. There are so many servants of Lord Narayana to bring butter, and you can see here, right? They are sitting below and they are serving the Lord, and Lord is relishing of this service in Dasya Bhav there. But in Vrindavana, what is he doing? He's stealing the butter. He's actually stealing the butter even after so many disturbance, after so many, so many complaints to Mother Yashoda. He's still stealing the butter and giving to all his monkey friends. He does not ask their butter. He steals the butter over there. So Krishna's daily routine has been followed like this. In the 10th canto, if you read, there is so much nectar, and here Krishna is playing. He does not have school there to go. He does not have any kinds of college, school, or duties there. He's playing every day. He's playing, just playing with his Gopasakas, with his brother Balaram. They are stealing. They are butter thieves. And we all know Damodar pastime. We all relish, and we just went through the Damodar month, and we all are relishing. Daily we used to sing Damodar Astakam, the meaning of Damodar Astakam, and every time we hear, we get nectar. Daily something new. And in Golok Vrindavan, even though the same pastime happens daily, but the nectar is increasing day by day. There is Shanta Rasa, there is Sakya Rasa, there is Dasya, there is Vatsalya, right? There are so many, and further there is the Madhurya Rasa of the gopis, which is intense, which Lord likes the most. That's the Madhurya Rasa of the gopis. That's the thing here. So here that's the difference between the mood in Vrindavan and mood in Vaikunta. It's like the person as the king and the person as the father. The prince, he sees the father in the position of the throne. He is sitting on the throne. He tells the father as king, my dear lord. But the same father, the same king, he comes to home to play with the prince. He plays like a father and the child. In the same way, the difference is totally different. And devotees, especially in Gaudiya Vaishnava, they relish the pastimes of Vrindavan Krishna. That's why we tell we have to go to Golok Vrindavan, because here Krishna is not in the Aishwarya Bhav. Once what Krishna tried to have 400 form in Vrindavan in front of gopis. As he went nearer and nearer to Radharani, his 400 went off and he was in two hands. Because the love of the gopis, the love of Vrindavan Vas is so high that Krishna cannot show his Aishwarya form in that Vrindavan Dham. Nobody sees Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead in Vrindavan. But in Vaikunta, everybody sees, even the demigods, when they visit, they see Krishna as the Vaikunta Pati, Lakshmi Pati there. But it's not here. So what is the shortcut to Goloka? Now I want to go to Goloka. That's only the pure bhakti can give me. So what's the shortcut there? How can I go there? In this, it's still echoing. Ayyo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now my voice is correct, right? Yes, Neeraja Mataji, what is the shortcut to go to Goloka? I want to go immediately on this life itself. How can I go?
Chanting, Mataji?
Yes, chanting. Okay. Who had given that chanting to us? Who has given that chanting?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because chanting we cannot do with so much love, but instructions given by the acharyas. And how did we get that chanting of the holy name of the Lord? Who revealed to us? That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is, Gauranga is the key to Goloka. He is the key. Radharani is there. She is merciful than Krishna. But Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is more merciful than Radharani because he is Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani. She bestows the mercy on the fallen conditioned soul. Think we are in Kali Yuga, and in Kali Yuga, there is no hope to go back to Vaikuntha because it is Manda Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya Upadrishta. So that means there is no hope to go back, but only by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And for a fortune, just 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and he has given us the Hare Krishna mantra. If somebody who is unfortunate to leave this Krishna consciousness and go, it's really unfortunate on his part because Krishna consciousness is something that even demigods are waiting to get that. That's not very easy. They are even jealous of Kali Yuga people. They think we demigods or we people of Satyuga or we people of Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, we had to do so many austerities to go back to Goloka. But in Kali Yuga, people are getting in this way so easily that they are getting the shortcut to go back to Goloka, but they are not utilizing it in a proper way. And even after so much association of devotees, even after Prabhupada's mercy, if somebody is leaving the Krishna consciousness, he is really unfortunate or she is really unfortunate to live. So I request that you continue chanting, take association, be in Bhakti Vrikshas, be in association of the devotees, and you will progress in Krishna consciousness like anything, because this is the shortcut. This is the only shortcut to go back to Goloka. There's no other way. So we'll just quickly go through this. It's the Adau Shraddha. Now, just now I said so many things about the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. But initially, did you know about this? No. But initially, you started hearing about this in 18 days Gita course, right? People, so many people, they registered for Gita 18 days. But how many of them they came to level 2? How many of them they are coming to level 3? And how many initially used to come for level 3? Hundreds of people had registered, 200 people registered for level 3, right? And 100 people they came in the level 1, but so many people they left in between because the faith was less. There was some missing of the mercy, but then we should not be unfortunate like this. We should always be in association of the devotees and see the devotees are growing in Krishna consciousness. So first is Adau Shraddha, the faith is there, and faith, it depends upon the individual, how much you have progressed in Krishna consciousness, that how much you have greed to hear about Krishna. Then comes Sadhu Sangha, association of devotional with devotees, hearing, associating with devotees and hearing to them, right? In Bhakti Vrikshas, why did we form Bhakti Vrikshas? Because you have to be in association, because our senior devotees, they know that without association of devotees we can't progress in Krishna consciousness. For your help we did Bhakti Vrikshas, and many of them, they are not taking the benefit, and who are taking the benefit, they are really getting the benefit. So we should continue this, because people have seen people falling down just by chanting. I'll chant in a secluded place, it will not help. Devotees association is needed to you. Then comes Adau Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, that is taking shelter of Guru, being in Sadhana Bhakti. So many of you have filled the shelter forms, right? So many of you filled the aspire forms. That is the starting. When you get initiation, when you say diksha, initiation, it means you're starting. What is the dictionary meaning of initiate? That means you're starting, initiating something new, right? When you're taking the shelter of Guru, you're starting your devotional service. That is bhajana kriya. You're starting your devotional service. And then comes anartha nivritti. As you start your devotional service, as you chant under the direction of your Guru, your anarthas are getting dissolved. Then comes nishtha, firm faith in whatever you are doing, the sadhana bhakti. You have firm faith. That is, even our Shiksha Guru Prabhu's name is Namanishta. That's the firm faith in the holy name of the Lord. That is steadily fixed and constant attentive sadhana. Then comes ruchi. When this nishtha stage is clear, then comes the ruchi stage, that you get strong taste in chanting of the holy name of the Lord and doing devotional service. Then comes asakti. You want to do more. That is the emotional addiction and fervent desire to please Krishna. Then bhava. As we discussed previously, that's the heart fit for mercy to descend, and the dormant seed of Krishna raises. Still, the prema bhakti is not raised, but then bhava stage, it's in the dormant state. Then comes to bhava, that comes to prema state, the pure love of Godhead awakens. And mysterious nature of prema is that it becomes one in prema, sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy. Sometimes we see devotees, advanced devotees like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they used to cry in front of the Lord, front of Jagannath. Now, why it is crying? Even the His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he once was making the arti for Radha Madhav in Mayapur, and he started crying, like the tears were rolling from his eyes. And the neophyte, there was one neophyte Mataji beside standing there, and she thought it was due to his physical body, because we all know the physical body of Jayapataka Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, that his body is not very much active. But then she thought that it is because of the hardship he's facing from the physical body. But then the senior devotee came, and she taught her that it's not because of the physical body pain, it's because of the intense love for Lord Shri Krishna and the separation from Radha Madhav he was feeling. And that's only for the person who has gone to that prema stage. That's even he feels unhappy in separation from the Lord. As I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to cry in front of Lord Jagannath. Why? Out of separation. Internally relish the topmost bliss. Such devotees who are in bhava and prema bhakti, they won't openly tell their feelings towards others. That's the feelings towards Lord Shri Krishna. They don't openly tell, oh, I am in prema bhakti, I'm getting all the symptoms. They won't openly tell, or they don't show off. They keep it internally. They won't show to other people what they are feeling. And therefore difficult to appreciate the treasure of prema bhakti. That's why it's very difficult for us to understand who is in prema bhakti, because they won't show to us on what stage they are. It is in their internal part, in their individual part, they are feeling it. So treasure of prema bhakti, like Srila Prabhupada, he had intense love for Krishna. He was feeling so separation, but he never showed it to everybody. Some devotees, some disciples, they could understand, they could see it, but not everybody. He didn't show off to everyone like Sahaji as they do. But then it was internally there. So they have the treasure of prema bhakti. Lord Shiva tells this to Parvati in the book, you can see. So our aim should be love of Godhead. So human life, the aim of human life, Prabhupada used to say, whichever religion you are following, that's the materially, if you see, there are so many religion in this world, but it should end in the one aim, that is love of Godhead. If that particular so-called religion is not giving that, then leave that religion and come to Krishna consciousness, because the aim of human life is to go back to Krishna, because we have come from there, we have to go back there, or else we'll starve here. like we were starting before. So the third Lahari, that is the Bhava Bhakti, then the symptoms of the Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti we discussed here. So, and here we discussed about this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just those who have curious about level 4, I just want to tell something. After that, we'll take the question answers. So here I have given this chart, right? The themes. So what will we do in level 4 is that we'll give you the thematic presentations of the Bhagavad Gita, what you have learned, because we should not forget Bhagavad Gita after learning so many other books of Acharyas. So Bhagavad Gita. So why? Because main preaching to this world is not nectar of devotion or nectar of the Ishopanishad or nectar of instruction. That will come in the advanced stage. You want to become preacher, start with Bhagavad Gita as it is. So to make you understand in this Bhagavad Gita as it is, presentation will be very helpful, and many of the preachers in this ISKCON Bangalore, they were very much thankful for this level 4, because they got the courage to speak, because preaching, and you could understand where you go wrong while you're preaching, because preaching need not be like people where are 200 people or 50 people sitting here and there is one teacher who is doing in the Zoom online class of nectar of devotion. Need not be that kind of a preaching. Preaching can be even in your home. You can start preaching to others, even to neighborhood people you can start preaching. Prabhupada used to tell, if nobody comes to your class, then preach to the walls. At least they will get delivered. Whatever creatures are there around, they'll also get delivered. So preaching can be done to everyone. So to anyone, even a small child can become a preacher. Even a old person can also become preacher. Preaching is not limited to anyone. So level 4, it will help you in this process. You should be chanting 8 rounds, at least 8 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on your beats daily. And this presentation, as I said in the previous class, so now I'll give you a thematic presentation to one Mataji or Prabhuji. I'll tell you how to present on the theme called the soul and transmigration. And I'll give that from second chapter, there is from 12th to 14th, there is verses which is related to soul and transmigration. 20th and 22nd verse is also related to soul and transmigration. So 5th chapter, 14 and 15, 8th chapter, 5 and 6, 13th chapter. In that way, I have devotees have given here various themes, and in respect to that, they have also given from where to where in particular chapter the theme has been spoken by Lord Shri Krishna. Now, what is your work there? You have to create a presentation, or you have to present in your own words how you will present this theme of soul and transmigration to public. In the sense here, the only teacher will be there. You have to explain this theme using these shlokas. You have to use the shlokas and all these things, and you have to explain these themes so that the person who is listening will be convinced, or at least you will be convinced about this theme. So in that same way, there are 12 in this, we can say actually, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 themes here, and these 16 themes can be given to 16 people here. So not here in the sense of level 4. So these things will be given to you. These are the thematic study. There is another chart also which deals with the same thing. Here different types of shlokas are given to you. Any one of the chart will be given to you, and the themes will be allotted to you, and you have to bring up the presentation within 1 week, and you will be presenting how much you have knowledge on it. If something goes wrong, then the teacher will be there to help you, and there will be other admins and volunteers or Bhakti Vriksha leaders to help you in this. So you can go to it. And those who are chanting 16 rounds in this class, you message me directly and that you are chanting, if you are interested in going to Bhakti Shastri. Okay, if you are interested to go to Bhakti Shastri and you are vegetarian, okay, even for level 3, vegetarian was a must. So if you are a vegetarian and you are chanting 16 rounds daily, then you please chant, please message me directly that if you are wanting to go to Bhakti Shastri, you please message me, because I want to send you individually the invite link. I don't want to send in the group because everybody will join there. I don't want that to happen. I want to know who want to be in Bhakti Shastri, and I'll send them the individual after seeing all your assignments and everything. Okay,